What are you wearing?
Rainbow Flyback.
Ooh!
97.
My God, that's a beautiful watch.
Isn't it gorgeous?
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Hey there, welcome back to the channel. That was the new CEO of Zenith, Benoit de Clerck. The watch, the Rainbow Flyback. I had the chance to talk to Benoit last week in New York and discuss his plans for Zenith moving ahead. You may remember some restructuring that took place in LVMH last year that saw Frédéric Arnault become the new leader of the watch division. The move also saw Zenith CEO Julien Tournaire move to Tag Heuer, which left the opening for Benoit de Clerck to come in at Zenith. Benoit comes off a stint as COO of Panerai, and he's been a longtime member of the Richemont family. Benoit comes into a Zenith brand that is experiencing a lot of momentum thanks to the work done by Julien Tournaire, whose stint began in 2017. This is a brand that has some of my favorite releases of the year so far, including the DeFi Extreme Diver and the Triple Calendar Chronomaster Original before that. This is a brand that I'm really excited about, so it was fun to discuss its future with its new CEO, Benoit de Clerck, how he plans to maintain that momentum while also making his own mark, and more. We'll have reviews of some of these new watches coming soon, so be sure to get subscribed if you're not yet. I'd love to hear your thoughts on the new releases, so don't be shy about leaving your comments down below. With that out of the way, here's my interview with Zenith CEO, Benoit de Clerck. All right, today we're talking with Benoit de Clerck, the new CEO of Zenith. Benoit, it's so nice to meet you. I appreciate you taking the time.
No, nice meeting you as well. Thank you for coming all the way.
It's my pleasure, certainly. So let's start off. What are you wearing today?
I'm wearing the new thing that we launched last week during Watch and Wonders. It's the chronograph, the Défi Skyline chronograph, and it's a blue dial chronograph like this.
Yeah, these turned out beautifully.
Yeah, it's beautiful. It's a beautiful watch. You know, it has it's in terms of details, it's extremely well thought of and well designed as well. You know, you have the 12 sides, you know, the decagonal number of 12 sides here, and inside the bezel as well, you have its 12 side as well carved as well. It's pretty interesting.
Yes,
yeah.
that.
It's all about details, you know. And of course, you know, it features a Nel Primero movement chronograph, and this is, you know, what we are. I saw you looking at the back of the watch, you see, and this is very easy. You can remove the strap like this. It comes with two straps, rubber.
Okay, it comes
rubber
with
one, two straps, rubber, and then you have here the star of Zenith, you know, as a balancier, and then you have the movement, the El Primero chronograph movements.
Well, that's beautiful. I think all the releases turned out really beautifully this year. You guys have a couple of my favorite watches released this year. The DeFi Extreme Diver is something I've been waiting for a watch like that for a long time. So I was very excited to see it. And just to step back a little bit, and I think this year is indicative of you know how well you guys are doing. The momentum that Zenith has had over the past few years is really remarkable. So you're coming in at kind of the apex of this momentum. You know, I'm curious of how you think about maintaining that momentum while still kind of making your own mark.
But you know, why to break what's working? You know, so today things are working very well. We're very happy with the success of the brand. We've been growing. We've been growing worldwide. We're growing in the US for the last 4 or 5 years, and growing continuously, and that's important as well. So what we will continue to do is to continue to grow. Of course, I'm looking at product, I'm looking at distribution, I'm looking at a lot of parameters that define the watch and what we can do in the watch within the watch brand as well. But you know, it's been working well so far.
I think that one of the things that makes Zenith unique is their ability to balance their history with these revival models while still pushing forward in a modern way within the same collection almost. And you know, I feel like this is a delicate thing. How do you think about preserving the history in Zenith's past while also kind of maintaining the raison d'etre of some of these collections, like the DeFi, for instance, and pushing ahead in a very modern way?
But you said it. You know, you have the answer, because you know, at Zenith you have a very big and important parameter, which is the history. You know, the brand is celebrating next year 160 years. We're 159 this year, and next year 160 years, and all this is history, and we have a lot of heritage, and it's natural to go into the heritage, to go into the background of the brand, into the history of the brand, to, you know, to look at something and get inspired from what that watch is all about. For example, the watch that you're talking about is the revival that we used, the orange one. This watch was created in 1969, and this is 55 years ago. We decided to do it again, to improve it, and to do it much more in a much better performing way as well. But we kept all the DNA of the brand. The DNA of the brand is the same. For example, that watch was created 55 years ago, and it's known to be the most or amongst the most solid and rugged watch. 55 years ago, that watch was, waterproof or water resistant, 600 meter. Not a lot of watches 55 years ago had 600 meter.
Yeah.
It was known as the bolt, or the safe, the safe. The bank safe, as because it was so sturdy and so solid. And we decided to take that watch and improve it and come up with that watch this year with the same color code and the open back case, for example. And despite the open back case, we still commit to the watch resistance and to be able. We say it's 600 meter water resistant, waterproof. We test our watches to 750 meter. That's a lot, between 600 and 750, that's a lot in terms of pressure and all that, to make sure that we secure and guarantee quality of our watches. We don't have to, but we do it because we want to make sure that this is something that works well.
Yeah, that's interesting. When I think of Zenith, and I think when a lot of people think of Zenith, they think of the movements. The El Primero, of course, the Elite caliber has appeared in some pretty iconic watches over the years, and not just from Zenith. I'm curious how you think about preserving these movements, and if you think about introducing things like COSC certification standards or something like that, and evolving them for a new generation of buyers.
So the beauty is that Zenith is known for its movements. The Elite, as you said, and the Primero. I can tell you that we have engineers, numerous engineers coming every morning at the factory and manufacturer to work on improving the movement. And all they do is finding ways to improve the movement, making more solid, making more performing, and so on and so forth. Don't forget, we have the particularity of the Primero of the tenths of a second. That means that in 10 seconds it turns. You see how fast it goes. Yeah. And this is very unique to the Primero. But we keep on improving, and we have a group of engineers working only on improving what we've been doing for the last 160 years. And this is when it comes to movement, when it comes to innovation, and the like.
Yeah. So it's in safe hands.
But this is why we're known for. El Primero won 2,400 chronometry prizes. I think we're one of the very few brands, or maybe the only brand that won so many prizes in terms of chronometry, and that's why we're known for.
Yeah, it's such a fascinating history. Is there a particular moment or era of Zenith history that you look back at the most fondly, that made you most excited about being a part of Zenith?
It's a good question, but what I like is when they created that movement, and what I like is that 1969, that 1967, 1962, that period I think is very interesting because the whole world went into something technically, into a kind of a technical revolution and all that, and this has left an imprint in somewhere. Okay, this is where things happened, and this is where things were evolving technically and all that. And for example, the Primero movement, is definitely a benchmark, but as well a milestone of that technicality and that improvement and that new ways of doing things.
So I think it's especially interesting how you integrate your heritage with how you operate today, with having people like Laurence Bodenman, who has a fascinating perspective and knowledge that she brings forth. And how involved are these people in kind of planning out how Zenith is recognizing their history in a real practical manner?
Oh, very much, very, very much. I make fun of Laurence because she's a talkative museum. She's a museum that speaks on its own, and she has a lot of knowledge. She studied, of course, to become a historian. Initially her degree is a historian degree, so she has all the way how to do how to exploit the information she gets at Zenith, and she knows a lot. She is definitely a go-to person in our team for history, for advices and all that. I meet with her at least once a week, if not more. And what's supposed to be a 1 hour meeting lasts for 2-3 hours because she knows so much, and I'm so thirsty of knowing more, and then we go on and go. And she's a great person to collaborate and to work with, that's for sure, because she's very knowledgeable.
Yeah, it doesn't surprise me at all. She's just an amazing person. We have a podcast with her. I'll leave a link to that down below. That was the last time I was in this building, actually. So you've got all these this great history, these great stories to tell. There are, of course, kind of a new generation of watch enthusiasts and watch buyers coming into this space and maybe consider themselves aspirational, but they find a lot to love with Zenith. How do you tell these stories to a new generation of buyers?
The new generation of buyers today, what they're looking is authenticity. That's what we feel, and that's what we see. That's what we see around when we talk to this new generation coming up. They want a good quality watch with history and with the meaning, with something. And at Zenith, we offer history, 160 years. We offer technicality, innovation with our movement, with our movements. We offer modernity. Look at this watch. This watch is very modern in terms of shape and the way it looks and all that. But it has a top-notch movement as well. It has the El Primero chronograph in it. So this embodied at Zenith, you embody everything that the customer wants. One example, for example, this is the triple calendar, for example. This is a very interesting watch. And this is very few brands can produce that move. And this is the entry level of the perpetual calendar series. So you have the triple calendar, the perpetual calendar, and the annual calendar, and the perpetual calendar. But this is a very good way to enter into the complicated watches and to get into the complication of the calendar. Why? Because it offers triple calendars, it offers the day, the months, the minutes, and so on and so forth, the dates, and of course the phase de lune or the moon phase. And this is, for example, a typical way of how people who want to get into the watch industry or into complicated watches, we offer this at a very, very good price. Very few brands do that complication, and for those brands who produce that, who have this in their collection, it's much more expensive than what we offer. We decided to produce that watch at that very attractive price and very attractive price. We have complaints of collectors saying, "Guys, are you crazy? Why? It's too. You could put it at a much higher price." And we decided to keep it at that price because it's what we want. Because we want to be able to talk to these up and coming customers of ours or new generation who wants to be in the complicated watches. And this is why Zenith is it's not a compromise. It's a very good offer that embodies everything: history, design, quality, modern as well, because we are modern. Look at the watch behind you. I mean, the Chronomaster Sport is very modern as well. So is this one, for example.
Well, you have a pretty prolific past. You've come from IWC, Panerai. You've been around. Is there anything at these places that you feel like has kind of equipped you for this job at Zenith?
Definitely, equipped me is definitely the right term. First of all, I'm grateful and thankful. I've had a great career. They gave me the opportunity as well, and that's why I'm very grateful as well. I learned a lot, that's for sure. I had a couple of mentors that really helped me to and took me, whereby I learned a lot. I'm very happy to be at LVMH. The watch division is a real division. It's something that is very important for the group as well. I can see a lot of good things at LVMH. It's the family enterprise mentality and way of thinking. This is very good, that I enjoy. And most importantly is the entrepreneurship. I've been here for 3.5 months, and I feel like an entrepreneur. Really? Despite the fact that I'm very busy, I have zillions of things to do. But you know what? If I want to change something on the watch, I know I can. Wow. And I report to Frédéric, who is very much knowledgeable about watches as well. And we have a very good relationship. We talk to each other almost every day. If it's not talking, we text each other, and it's a good symbiosis. It's a good thing. It works well.
Yeah. I understand you have a good relationship with Julie Antoinette as well.
Absolutely.
Is this something that you plan on I don't know about leveraging in your current position, but what's that relationship like as it pertains to what you guys do?
Leveraging is not the term because it's beyond leveraging. It's first of all respect.
Yeah.
And we've known each other for many years. We worked in the same group for many years. We always respected each other. Yeah. And you know, when there's respect on both sides, it cements naturally the relationship. Yeah. Number one. Number two, you know, the guy, I mean, Julien has done a fantastic job on Zenith. Yeah. And I'm very happy to come after Zenith. And as a matter of fact, he texted me yesterday. He asked me where I am. I told him New York. He said, oh, I'm in Hong Kong. You know, and it's funny because, you know, that's the kind of relationship we have because without any filters and all that. And he's been of a good help as well, you know, because, you know, there's no filter. And I know that not even deep, that I know for a fact that if Zenith continues to do well, he'll be happy as well, you know, and this is, so we have a very natural friendship. Yeah. That I personally value a lot beyond work. That's for sure.
Absolutely, I'm sure he's very proud of the work that he's done here at Zenith. Do you look back at some of the places that you've been like fondly and say, "I'm really proud of that watch" or that particular period of time?
Very much so. Yeah. Very much so. I think my kids make fun of me because I'm very nostalgic, and I don't throw anything. You know, I keep everything. That's why my desk is a mess. My office is a mess because I don't like to throw things. But yeah, absolutely. To answer, absolutely. On a personal standpoint, but as well on a professional standpoint. And you know, when I go around and visit, oh, this is the boutique, I did that, I negotiated that boutique for that brand, or I negotiated that thing for that brand, I did that for that brand and all that. And this is part of the baggage, you know, it's part of what shapes you. You use that word, you know, and that's what shapes you as well. Yeah. You know, I visited the boutique on Madison, and I saw the team, and the team jumped on me. Hey Ben, this is your boutique. I said, no, it's not mine anymore. But in fact, it's a little bit mine as well, you know. Yeah. So and I'm very proud of that because this is what makes the job interesting, fun, and meaningful. At least for me. Yeah. You know, the relationship I have with people is very important, and something I value. It's something I really value beyond material. Sure.
Well, I'm excited to see what's to come, and I can't wait to get a sample of this Extreme Diver and go diving with it.
Yeah, you should. You should. And if you do, please send me pictures underwater as well.
I absolutely will.
And I can tell you won't be disappointed. It's a great watch. It's a very, and we got a lot of positive feedback and response on that. It's very encouraging.
It's got personality.
It's got personality. And you know, this is not limited in terms of numbers, but the production will be limited because technically it's because we want to make sure that we guarantee that quality and all that. We want to make sure that the way we produce that watch is very complicated, and so therefore we're not going to do gazillions of we're going to produce every year we'll produce a limited quantity of that same watch.
You taking the black dial or the blue dial?
I'll go for the blue.
The blue?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll go for the blue because I like the ceramic blue around it.
It's sharp.
It's sharp. The color of the ceramic speaks to me.
Yeah. And the strap, that comes with 3 straps?
Yeah, it comes with 3 straps. So it comes with the metal, you know, it's titanium, so it's a metal titanium straps. Very similar to this one. So it's very easily you can remove it very easily, you know, one click it's done, you know, this is amazing. It's the same, and it goes on this watch as well. Then it comes with the rubber strap as well, very easily that you can put. And very interestingly, the third strap is made out of recycled fish nets. Yeah. So what we do, we collect all those fish nets, and then they treat them, and they make a strap out of it. Mm-hmm. And that fish net strap is first of all, it's meaningful because, you know, it's our way of as well contributing and recycling and all that. But on top of that, it's a strap that you can put on top of your wetsuits. Because, you know, it has a system whereby you can strap it very easily on your wetsuits. Yeah. And that's so it's convenient, it's ecological, and it's cool, and it's nice.
So this quick release system on here, I know that you've got others in the Extreme collection that have like a Velcro. Yeah. Would those work on?
Yeah. Yeah, that will work.
Do you sell them just by themselves?
Yeah, we do. You know, we have a big business of straps as well. We have a big business and growing very fast because, first of all, because of the quality, and we guarantee the quality of what we produce. You can find a lot of straps in the market, but we guarantee the straps. And secondly, our straps are very, you know, we don't compromise on quality. So we go the extra mile on the quality. You know, remember I told you the watch, you know, the Défi Revival and the Diver one. We test them, they're waterproof for 600 meter, but we test them for 750 meter. And this is exactly the same philosophy, whereby we want to make sure that we guarantee quality of our watches. And this is very important to keep.
So you mentioned 160 years next year.
Yeah.
How do you plan on celebrating?
Wow, we are in the midst of it. We are working very hard on this. We have plenty of ideas, and the difficult thing is to pick the right ones and to make sure that, you know, we have the right ones as well. We have plenty of ideas. It's something that we do with the team, of course, with the executive team of the brand, with people like Laurence as well, and others. We have a lot of talented people who've been in the company for a very long time as well. So these are real resources. And we have our museum, our heritage. You know, we have so much of heritage, we have so much of history within the manufacture that, you know, you just have to remove a little bit of dust and, oh, this is there, oh, this is there, this is there. We have so much. The only thing is now we have to make a choice and to make and decide what we want to do. So we're in the midst of it. We're deciding next week on the collection and all that. And my plan is to be able to associate what Zenith is all about. Yeah. You know, performance, design, quality, modernity, but as well history. You know what we're all about: history and heritage.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I'm certainly excited to see it. I love what you guys have been doing for the past couple of years, and I'm really excited to see where it goes from here. Benoit, I can't thank you enough for taking the time. It's been a huge pleasure to chat with you today.
No, I thank you, and thank you for coming. Thank you very much.